sing a part. We know every part by heart. Oh, the curtain lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
Hey, it is. Sorry, we were just talking amongst ourselves, of course. Discuss. Greenhouse. It's neither green nor can you live in it. Discuss. Hey.
Oh, the iPad keeps shutting off.
What's
Charge
the
iPad.
It's
Why is
REALTOWN
everything going
time.
wrong? Why?
Why?
Everything.
Move your microphone.
Oh, shoot. It's plugged in. It's just like...
Welcome to REALTOWN.
It
We're a
wasn't
little
like
late because, well,
just
there were
dies.
technical issues with logging on. So we had to please stand by and by
Oh.
and by and by. So here now, it's 5:56 rather than 5:30-ish.
Oh, now it's working. All right, Ruben fixed it.
Ruben, here he is. Hey, ladies and
Ruben
gentlemen.
fixed it. Ruben fixed it. Thanks, Ruben.
Ruben Rodriguez.
How's it-
There he is. Or is it Rodriguez? That's Chai Rodriguez. He's the golfer. Anyway.
All right.
So what's up? Middle of the week? Middle of the month?
I don't
Or actually more than the middle of the month. It's the middle of the winter, basically. We're now into the winter doldrums, I
Dude,
would say.
it wasn't even like winter until like yesterday.
It's winter in my house every day. Yes, Rob, of winter, we know that. Yeah, I know, but I don't necessarily mean the cold. Now,
just
here,
like-
let me tell you. On Saturday, it was winter. It was winter. I was down at the football field, and I'm kind
Did we
of
have snow that day? I don't remember.
Yeah, we did later on, and that's when we got out. So I got down there about 9:30. We started practice at 10, and we cut it off at 11:30. 11 o'clock, I say to Frank, who we know, I say, "Hey, Frank." And I'm not coached anymore. I'm not playing certainly anymore. I'm basically John Mara, the owner of the team. Okay, Giants, John Mara. Okay. So I'm watching. I'm giving a couple of pointers here and there to the coaches on the sly. And then there's some brightness coming through the clouds over there, and the birds are all flapping around and all of a sudden about 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, you know how when it's going to snow and storm, you can kind of
You can smell it.
you can
smell it. You can smell it.
You can. And G.I. Joe got stuck. But yeah, you can smell it, you can feel it, and you can even kind of taste it. You know what I mean? There's just a different feel, a different thing in the air. 11 o'clock, I said, "Hey, Frank, you feel that?" He goes, "What do you mean?" Because he was coaching. I said, "Hey, take a... He goes, oh, it's going to snow." I'm like, "Well, we knew it was gonna," but he goes, No, it's going to snow soon. And at 11:30, literally on the dot, it
went
started.
snow.
It started.
Snow.
And I'm out there for 2 hours, pair of jeans. I had a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, a T-shirt, and a coat. And and gloves, and I am freezing. It's going right through me on Saturday. It took me till Sunday to warm up. So, winter. Not my favorite time of year. Some people dig it because
Well, I like it if it's warm winter. We actually have had a good winter until
winter. Yes, of course.
But then
after
it got
lunch.
yucky.
Well, yeah.
It got cold and dark and dismal.
Well, and here's the thing, though, and I used to enjoy goofing around in the snow, but with that having been said, there's no snow to goof around in around here. My sister puts, Melanie, she puts stuff up on Facebook, on the Facebook.
Is this new sister?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
I love it.
Yeah, and she's up in Vermont there at the Vermont Academy, and she'll, new snow, going for a walk. I'm like, see, that's okay. Here, it's just this gray bucket of suck. Oh, well, we used to get that.
Yep.
We used to get that.
Not anymore.
I guess not.
The world's changing.
I got to tell you, I got a little bit of the winter blasen every once in a while. Happens every year, sometimes for a good hunk, and sometimes it's here and gone. And sometimes it just comes and goes. But today, I got to tell you, I got a bit of the winter blase, I got to say. How about you? What do you do? What do you do to take care of not having the winter blase?
I stay in and I watch movies and I don't move. That's it. Period. End of story.
Okay.
That's it.
What movies are you going to watch this weekend?
I have so many movies to watch.
So many movies.
So many movies to watch. Well, it's more so like the streaming stuff. Like everybody tells me, you got to watch this, you got to watch that, you got to watch this. There's so many shows because there's so many streaming channels. So I am at the end of, well, the season finale already happened, but I haven't watched the season finale. But it's the M. Night Shyamalan series Servant. It's
I heard
called.
that
It's
was
on Apple
pretty
TV. Ooh, it's so good. And they just said it was renewed for a second season, so there is going to be a second season. But oh my god, it's so good.
Not a big horror guy, I got to tell you, but I
It's
understand
not really
it.
a horror.
But you know what I mean, horror thriller kind
Yeah,
of.
it's
And I understand it is
really tight.
quite good.
It's really good. And you know what's the thing about him, about M. Night? Like a lot of people wrote him off because he had a few really good hits, and then all of a sudden his movies weren't doing too good, and his movies were coming out, and then he had a movie come out which was like had Bruce Willis and
Demi Moore?
no, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson and the other guy, the British guy who I really like, but I don't remember his name.
Elton
And the
John.
three of them were in that was his last film and it didn't do well.
Oh,
So his last few films
sorry.
haven't been doing well. So a lot of people were like, well, M. Night Shyamalan is kind of like
he's played, man.
He's played.
It's
It's
come
all
and gone.
done. You know, he did Sixth Sense,
What
which
else?
was like amazing. I still think Sixth Sense is one of the best films.
Right on.
And then he comes out with this, and I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. It's so well shot, and I don't know if you're
How
into
well
movies.
shot is it?
It's like visually, it is like breathtaking. It is so well filmed, and like it's weird. They go super close and super far, and like
whoa.
they have a close up of somebody, but you can see in the background things. It's just so cool.
Is it like a Wayne's World extreme close up?
It's better.
Wow.
It's so good.
What could be better than that?
I highly recommend Servant.
Other than Pat Sajak, I must say.
I have one episode left,
Oh.
and then I'm done. So I'm gonna try to watch it tonight because I want to get it over with. Because then I want to watch the broadcast TV. It's with like Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, and that's on the same channel. Apple
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
I want to watch that too. So that's in there. And then there's like all these things on Netflix I want to watch. And then I'm engrossed in the Aaron Hernandez story, and that's a whole other thing that's
Holy
on
fright,
Netflix.
I knew you'd be on that like a chief suit in a
I am.
rainstorm.
It's weird because
Tell me about it. I haven't seen it.
Well, the weird thing is that I worked a cluster of radio stations when I was at Greater Media. It's not Greater Media anymore though, but at
No,
the
it's
time it was
not.
Greater Media.
Right.
It's Beasley now. Beasley. But
See, I thought it was even better media, but go ahead.
yeah, but at the time, one of the stations was a news station. So in our cluster, and actually it's not a news station
WEEI.
anymore. It's a hip hop station now, but it was a news station.
30 seconds.
Of what?
I don't know. Till a phone call.
There's a phone call?
Evidently. Could a phone call save our lives?
Why would it say 30 seconds?
This one quite possibly could.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Are they going to connect it, or are we just going to stand here talking about it?
I don't know. Who's on the phone? Hi, you're on the air. You're on the line. Who's on the line? Who's on the air?
Is there a phone call? Okay, put it through.
Hello?
Hello?
Anybody?
Hello?
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 Who's this?
Hello?
Hello?
Trax Mason.
Who are we talking to?
I'd like to speak to Trax Mason.
Transmission. Transition. That's a David Bowie thing.
James Mason. I thought he said James Mason.
James Mason. Oh, good God, James Mason.
John, this is definitely one of your friends.
I don't know.
Well, nothing to do with me.
You don't know that for a fact.
What, did he hang up?
Who is this? He hung up. Yeah. All right. Hello. That's James Mason.
Whatever. Anyway.
Here, you know what James Mason is doing now? Decomposing. So there you are.
Anyway, I worked with a news station. So when you work at a news station, you see
WEEI.
all the politicians come in, all those. So a lot of the people on that documentary I worked with.
Oh,
so
my.
it's really weird.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's
I know
like
them. I know
yeah,
them.
it's
I know
really,
them.
really
Whoa.
weird. And then also, I think there's a police. I don't think I know. There's a police officer that's featured in the show who is actually my friend's brother. So he's in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just, but it's weird seeing people that I worked with. and seeing them talk about, or not only people I worked with, but just when it was happening, I was living in Massachusetts, so it was always on the news, and the reporters that are talking that are.
Was it that long ago already?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, he died. He committed suicide when I was here.
Well,
He was already
yeah.
in
But I'm
prison.
talking about
But
the
the actual
story.
trial. No, I was in Massachusetts.
Wow. Here I'm thinking it's like 3-4 years ago.
And it's weird because the bar that he went to, Rumor, was a bar I went to all the time. That was one of my
That was the
hangouts.
Rumor.
It was the Rumor, but it was a very big hangout. It's in the theater district, and a lot of people went there. There's always something going on there. Like, I don't even find it, like, if you've lived there and you've been there and you've been to Rumor, like, the whole story about him, like, getting bumped with a drink, and all, I believe that. If you've been in Rumor, you believe that. Because the layout of Rumor is very weird. And there's, like, upstairs, and you go downstairs, and it's super, super tight. And there's, like, even if you're in a VIP area, you have to, like, go through up little area. It's like such a weird layout. So I can imagine that somebody's bumping into him. I don't think that's hard to believe. I don't know why people. I can believe that.
And they bumped into him with a drink. How could they do that?
I just think there was so many.
Have you
factors.
never gone out to a club? Seriously.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, and I think there's so many factors that played into it. Not just. I think besides the getting hit in the head too many times. There's It's called what's it called? C. Yeah, I don't remember.
Right in the tip of my tongue. Go on. Sorry.
Look it
Sorry.
up. But besides that, and then his father passing away suddenly when he was 16, and then he was estranged from his mother because his mother was having an affair with I mean, there's just so much going on. And then he ran with the wrong crowd. I mean, there's so many things that factor into it. But then you get to that, because the biggest question through all of it is, why would he do that when he has everything? But why does anybody do anything when they have everything? I mean,
it's one of the. And I don't subscribe to it because, and you've heard it 1,000 times. Well, see, it must be nice. Look what all that money, got him. No. You know what? That's one person out of a lot of folks out there who have, quote, a lot of money. Okay, you get and the money, Yeah, I'm sure it's a contributing factor because when you have a boatload of money, you figure, dig me, I can do what I want, and oftentimes you can because money talks. Money will talk, but that's not the crux of it. That's just
it's
me.
Called chronic traumatic encephal
CTE.
But CTE.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Thanks.
that's what,
that's a big word.
I think that's what what's his name?
Encephalopathy.
Junior Seau had.
Encephalopathy.
That's what Junior Seau also had.
Chronic. Yes. Correct.
But I don't think the having of copious amounts of fundage is the thing that does it. I think it's a crowbar that can help open the proverbial door, so to speak, to things that one may or may not already think of doing, whether or not they're wealthier. You know what I mean? It's just I think.
No, I don't think.
I think having the money is it's not the reason. It's just it's a portion of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just,
and not for nothing. There's a lot of people with money who do fucked up. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Messed up things. I didn't mean to swear. I'm on Facebook.
Radio, we can say.
Oops. No, but I'm on Facebook on my page. I don't want to swear.
Whoops a dainty.
Sorry.
Effed up things.
Messed up things. Yeah. There's a lot of. I can't dump out of that, can I?
You cannot ring the bell, babe. Sorry.
Oops. Do a lot of messed up things. So it's. I don't know. It's heart-wrenching to me to watch it because, on one hand, you feel bad for Odin Lloyd and the other two men, even though he was found to be innocent. But that's just because his attorney Baez is amazing because he got off. What's her name? Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony.
Yeah, same lawyer. Hi.
Sidebar. I have to sidebar.
Go.
Have you seen the latest one? The latest mom? Who I forget where. I can see they showed it on the news last night. Trailer trash, pure and simple.
What'd she do?
Not a knock, but a fact. She killed her two little kids.
I did see that.
And she's walking in that white suit.
Yep.
Like, what are you going to do about it?
People are nuts.
Just so smug.
People are nuts.
And you just with the children. I mean, young preschool age. Really? Mm-hmm. What is wrong with you? Leave folks alone.
No, you don't want your kids. Give them away. You can,
Ay,
you know, you
ay.
can do that.
Yeah.
You can give your children away.
I
You can do
understand.
that. You can say, listen, I can't take care of them. They'll go into foster care, whatever. Give them to a relative, but let them live. I mean, it's just,
And this woman, she just looks so like, yeah, so what? What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to put me in jail? Big deal. I mean, she looked exactly like that. I mean, she had this puss on her like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you just iced your 2 children.
yeah.
Really? This is what... Enough. Sorry.
No,
I just...
People are crazy. I mean, I read these stories all the time. You know, my obsession with ID channel and stuff. So,
I do.
you know, these things are right up my alley because I've watched
can't
them
watch
so
it.
much. I watch all the time.
I can't.
And
I
you know
get,
what's
I
so
get
funny?
upset. I have to tell you, I get upset.
My friend there, he says, oh, I can't watch that stuff. It gives me nightmares. I could never watch that. I don't want to hear about all these things. I said, you know what's weird? I want to hear about it. I want to know about it. My obsession with crime is like, it's kind of scary.
You should
Because-
have been in criminal justice.
Oh, I wish. I wish now, but it's, you
Well,
know.
even at work when we worked together, Tracy Price, Crime Stopper.
Crime Stoppers, Fraud Detector.
Fraud detector. Frog? No, fraud.
It's just, I'm fascinated with not what the actions are, but what leads people to do those things. I find it because how does one person, you know, say this is wrong?
Right.
Can't do that, and one person say no, I don't care. Like it's just so, and you can look at different things: genetics, upbringing, society, television, video games, whatever you want to say it is. But ultimately, we all have the same brain. Our brains all function the same. You know, unless you have mental illness, that's
I'm just going to
different.
say,
But
even
there
outside
are,
of that,
you know,
sometimes they don't
if
because
you have mental illness,
you know. Well,
that's
yes,
true.
but even outside of that, again,
But do you have maybe you do you have mental illness? if
It's
you're killing
entirely
people.
possible. I
don't
mean,
know.
because here's the thing, you know, here's my take on that kind of thing. All right, we all get angry. We all get somebody or something or some situation that gets us really, really angry. Okay, and you think in your head, boy, I could just run a red hot poker right through that son of a bitch's chest and walk away and go have lunch. Okay, you thought it. Don't do it. It's enough. Okay, you thought it. You kind of blew off some steam internally or externally if you're among some people and you mention it. You know, you vent the steam out and you move along. You think it. You think it. I'm going to shoot that son of a bitch. I'm going to strangle that jerk off. Think it. Think it all you want. Think it until your butt turns blue.
By the way,
Don't
the
do
murder
it.
case started in
Don't do it.
2013. That's how long ago
Really?
it was.
Holy friend, here I'm thinking
Isn't that
just
crazy?
a few years ago. But seriously, just like with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, there was other things evidently on and or in his mind, but think it all you want. Don't do it. Just don't. Leave people alone. It's enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you're gonna think it. It's okay. You think it. Go ahead, think it. Whatever. Just don't do it.
It breaks my heart. It
Of
breaks my heart
course.
for the family of the victims, but
That's the
my
thing.
heart
That's
breaks
why
for
I
him.
can't watch these things because that's immediately where I go to. First of all, I want to pound the living hell out of the dude that does these things or the woman. Okay, like this latest one. But the other thing of it is, I feel horribly for the people who are left behind to clean the mess up, so to speak, and live with it.
Right. Right.
Ugh, horrible.
Right.
I'm an empath. Sorry. Uh-oh, what have you done? Please.
Someone just used.
Someone just tried to hack your Google account. Was it you? If so, press yes. If not, press no.
This is why.
I know. I just can't. I had to walk away.
I gotta make sure when I leave, I gotta sign up, make sure everything's signed out of there
Right.
because I'm gonna
The
all these
man
alerts on my phone and
Is
stuff.
watching.
I don't like it.
I know.
That's why I made the page, so I don't have to. I don't like putting things on my page. So
I
it
know.
doesn't-
Yet here we are. Yeah.
It's starting to get aggravated. But anyway, yeah. So I feel bad. I feel bad for the victims, but I feel bad
course.
for him, and not him. I'm saying, you know, you can attribute it to possibly to mental illness. You can contribute it to shortcomings, but he also has a daughter. Like, don't forget,
Right.
there's a child who
Yeah.
doesn't have a father now too. So it's, you know, it's a sad. It's such a sad story, and
It's
the
no
story's
good.
so complicated that this is why it's a Netflix documentary. That's the reason why. I know I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a movie somewhere down the road, because it is a really sad story. And here's a man who had everything handed to him.
I know.
And it's gone. His life is gone. Everything he did took lives. Just very sad to me.
I mean, again, similarly,
just sad.
but different. Back to Junior Seau. I mean, if you don't know who he is, you know, or
they
I know
know.
you
The
do. I don't know
listeners,
if you
yeah.
don't know who
Yeah.
he is. He was a linebacker for the San Diego Chargers, New England Patriots, and I think he wrapped up at Miami with the Dolphins. But at any rate, he had a long, good career as an NFL linebacker. But as a linebacker, you were colliding violently with your opponent on damn near every play. Okay? So after umpteen years in the pros, not to mention college, high school, and as a kid, after like 25, 30 years of banging your brain around, you know what? Sometimes it goes a little mazzo. Just like with smoking. You get somebody who smokes for a few years and they have a problem with lung cancer. Somebody else smokes all their life into their 70s and 80s and they're clean as a whistle. Everybody is different. And Junior Seau, pardon me, as great as he was, and he was a fantastic player, at least, so to speak, he had the decency to know, I've got a problem. I'm not going to be able to fix this. It's only going to get worse. So, you know, in an effort to help those who go after me with similar situations, as screwed up as this is, folks, I'm going to kill myself. And he didn't shoot himself in the head. He shot himself dead nuts in the chest, okay, so they could examine his head afterwards. He was tragic. I mean, it was a tragedy. It was very bad. But if there's a way to, I'm even reticent to say it like this, but it's the truth. If there's a way to do something like that properly, Junior Seau did it. Okay? He didn't hurt anybody else.
No.
He didn't kill anybody else.
No. But he
emotionally,
he wanted to end his life.
Hurt,
I mean,
but
that was.
But he knew what was going on. He knew, in a way, you know, not unlike weird similarity, so to speak. Same church, far different pew. Just like with Robin Williams, he knew what was coming. He wanted out.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, in between. Same thing with Junior Seau, number 55. He maybe did, maybe didn't want out, but what he wanted at the ultimate end of it, rather, was that, here, use my remains to study
and figure out what the heck was going on so you can help other people.
Exactly correct. And then you get this guy a few years later going off the deep end. I think it's also very, I don't want to say new, but that's the only thing comes to mind. It's also very new in the big scheme of things, medically speaking, that so many folks, so many medical professionals don't know how to deal with it. And this is what you get sometimes, and it stinks on ice. You know, as a football guy, you never want your guys to have a problem, whether it's your teammates or whether it's your players. As a coach, as an owner, as a manager, as a administrator, you don't want your guys having a problem because they're your guys. I hate it when my guys get hurt. It upsets me. But I also know, on the other hand, you know what, in football, you're going to get hurt.
Right.
I mean, they laid my quarterback last year out. I mean, he got clocked hard, and he was out. Just night, laying on the field, limp, snoring. He was out so hard. He had a huge concussion. You know, and he damn near couldn't ever play again.
I know, it's so sad.
And it's upsetting. So, and I get it. The folks who I feel for, certainly Aaron Hernandez's daughter and his friends and family that are still hanging around.
I mean, everybody has problems. Everybody suffers. It's not just 1-2 people. It's just sad all the way around. It's just sad.
I agree.
You know.
How about something happy?
That being said, I heard that they're talking to Tom Brady about coming back for his last season. Just wanted to say.
One more time around the way.
He's got one more in him.
They
just got to give him the offense. They got to give him the people to catch the balls. That's all. That's all they need. He's fine. I don't care if he's 90. He's fine. But when you got nobody to catch the ball, what do you think happens?
That's a problem.
Jerk-offs.
Hey.
Who are you rooting for the Super Bowl this weekend?
The team in red.
San Francisco?
Or is Kansas City?
Or Kansas City.
I got no skin in the game. Here, I don't like or dislike either of the teams any more than the other. I like the fact that even though I'm not an Eagles fan, I like the fact that Andy Reid, Coach Boyardee. Did you ever look at him, by the way? He looks like Chef Boyardee with a coach's outfit on. But I like the fact that Andy Reid is back for another shot at the Super Bowl. I like the fact that after 50 years, the Kansas City Chiefs have made it back. It's been since Hagstrom. Matriculate the ball, boys. It's been 50 years. But I also, I like what John Lynch and, the coach. Come on. I can picture his father. The head coach out in San Francisco have been doing. Okay? They took this San Francisco team that was no treat, okay? About, 3 years ago? They were very bad. And they rebuilt them with a purpose. So I wouldn't mind seeing Jimmy Garoppolo, P.S., the former Patriot, do his thing with
I know they're talking about him
with
actually.
Kittle and Raheem Mostert. That guy can run. He can scoot, on that defense. I wouldn't mind. Give me a good game. Here's what I want. I don't want a blowout. That's what I want. No blowouts.
Yeah, I don't want that either because that's not fun. That's not a good.
It's not fun. It's not
I'm
funny.
split. I mean, I kind of think that I want San Francisco to win. However, there are two things with Kansas City. One, it's been like 50 years since they've been in the Super Bowl.
That's what I just said. Yeah, 1970.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, my friend Candy. Hi, Candy. She lives in Kansas City, Missouri.
Candy.
So I think for her, I will root for them. But then there's a little part of me that kind of wants San Francisco. So I don't know.
Oh, plus,
I don't know. I just want a good game.
Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback. Yeah, his father, Pat Mahomes, was a pitcher for the New York Mets about 20 years ago. And he used to show up as a little kid at the games at the stadium. So I wouldn't mind saying that little lineage continues.
I can smell that smell in here. It's starting to seep in.
Oh, yeah. Smells like.
It's like I'm trying to figure out. You know what it's like? It's like it reminded me of like stinky feet.
Ooh. Oh my.
That's what it was. Stinky feet.
Oof.
That's what that smell was.
Well,
I don't like stinky feet.
I know. No, not a fan.
Do you know that I just put my Christmas decorations away for the yesterday?
It was the 21st of the
Dude,
wow,
that's the worst thing
yesterday.
about. I love Christmas and I love decorations.
And
I
you
go a
gotta
little
put it away.
overboard. I go a little overboard. I do. And you'd think I had like 10 kids in my house because my house has Santas everywhere and nutcrackers and friggin' the tree and I got all kinds of toys and stuffed animals and snow globes and toys and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stuff and things hanging from the wall. I mean, it's like a friggin'
Little Windsor Christmas Wonderland.
But there's no kids in my house. But you know what? I love it.
Well, then do what you
But
love.
then I got to put them all away. And that
project.
sucks. It so sucks. No, it sucks on so many levels. Besides the fact that, like, I try to have a way. Do I do the tree first, or do you put away the decorations around the house first?
Ooh.
So there's how do you do that? And I have 3 bins, and each bin represents. Like certain things go in this bin, certain things go in this bin, like lights. Getting lights off the tree is a bitch. A bitch. So my Santas, because they're not let me tell you something. I got like thousands of dollars worth of Christmas gifts. I mean, Christmas decorations. Because my Santas, they're like between $20 and $40 a pop, depending on where I got them or if I got them on sale. So I have like 20 of those. So I got to wrap them up individually.
Of course.
And then I put them on the bottom of the bin. And then I get my nutcrackers. I wrap them up individually. And then the toys get wrapped up individually because already, guess who broke his leg? I already had Mickey broke his leg. I don't know how that happened.
Hermie?
Close. Same.
Yukon Cornelius.
Yes.
Wahoo!
He broke his leg.
Nothing.
Yep. So I pulled him out of the box. No leg. So I dig in the box. There's his leg on the bottom. So I used some Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
I stuck it on, but it looks deformed. It's like trying to fix him up. I was so upset.
Yukon Cornelius, he's an old fellow. I mean,
he lost his leg, dude. He's like
years,
he's an amputee now. I don't know what's going on. So I wrapped him up. So I wrap them all up individually so that doesn't happen. Didn't work that time.
Well,
and then I have my snow globes. I wrap those up individually. And then I have big polar bear thing. I wrap that up individual. So basically, it took me over like 2 days probably. I started on the weekend. So it took me all day on like a Sunday, and I still wasn't done. And then I did it one night. So 2 nights in a day. Yeah.
People calling you. Did you get your things put away? And you're like, no.
Oh my God, it's horrific. Like it's such a. And here I am watching something good on TV, and I'm looking around. I'm staring at that tree, and the tree's just looking at me.
Distraction.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And then I have this thing like after New Year's Day, I don't turn the lights on. The lights don't go on again.
Right.
So it just sits there lightless.
Dark.
And saying, "Put me away." But I have some really cool like toys and stuff. Like I have Elf and he talks. I have Sesame Street. I have like some really cool things, and I like looking at it. I have Indiana Jones.
What could be better?
I do. I have Indiana Jones. What else do I have? I have all the Star Wars. I have Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. I gotta get Chewbacca. I need Chewbacca. I know, really sad. And then I have Walking Dead characters.
Oh my goodness.
And then I have Tom Brady. I have Big Papi. I have a Bruins thing. I mean, it runs the gamut. Wow. All of the characters from Rudolph, every single one.
I'm sorry, is this your snowbank?
I have it. Even Misfit Toys. I have all of them.
Is that
all of them?
The choo-choo with square wheels?
Got it.
The aqua turkey?
Got it. No. The doll, the little doll. I got it. I got them all. And then I have Heat Miser and Freeze Meister. I have them. Miser. I have them. I have Snoopy. I mean, I have everything on there. It's wow.
It's a scene, man.
It is a scene. It is a scene.
It's a scene.
It's craziness.
Oh, man.
I don't know. And I didn't even have everything because when I left Boston, some of my ornaments didn't come with me just because, it is what it is. But some of the ornaments, I lost one of my Red Sox ornaments. I don't know what happened to that. And then I had an ornament that was from my old radio station, which I wish I still had. I don't have that anymore. But I lost like some things on the way. It sucked.
Well, you made up for me.
Up.
You made up for me because we put out nothing. Hey, Dad, what about it? No, I'm
you didn't
not
put up
to
anything?
it. No.
Not even like a wreath?
No.
Wreath.
There was a Santa that has been out
all year.
Yeah, he's out all year, and I'll tell you why. Because it was it used to be like a music box. You used to
did he
put him
play
on a
music?
little pedestal and you.
Oh, fun.
Well, when I was a little kid, I twisted it too far and it broke.
Oh.
So, but he was.
Of course you did.
Knucklehead, I'm 5, whatever. What did I know?
Oh, you're like 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Not like 16.
No, gee. At 16, I was pissed at myself that I had done it because it was very cool and cute. But the Santa is still very cool and cute. He's very fuzzy. He's very fluffy. He's very neat looking. Okay, and it was something that had been gotten from my mother years ago when she had some, I forget what surgery she had, but it was, I think in the early 60s, and this thing looks like it's almost brand new, except there's, the base for the music box portion of it is no more. But, we have a baby grand piano in the one corner.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it was my father's uncle's.
You don't know how to play?
Oh, I played like crazy. I just haven't in a long time.
I love.
And on the left side, there's a little shelf, where the music stands. You can move it back and forth. On the left side sits the Santa, and it's been there since I think the last Christmas my mother was alive, and Dad won't put it away. I'm like, hey, you want me to put that up? No, leave it be. I'm like, okay.
I love it.
And then I'm like, hey, what do you say we get the stuff out? No, I'm not up to it. I'm like, okay, well, we can get the tree. And no, I'm not up to it. And the nativity, nope. About the, nope. Okay, fine. So, one of our friends from church stopped by with some of the poinsettias, and they're in the front window. Just like Bill Ockford does over at Global, who keeps the poinsettias alive all year round.
There's still what?
Oh yeah, he's got a big old.
That poinsettia's still there?
Yep.
Shut up.
Something shutting up.
That poinsettia's been there for years.
Mm-hmm. It's very big. Yeah. He's rejuvenated it, I think, 2 or 3 times.
He has. I remember that. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Bill Ockford.
Yep.
He still works there?
He does.
Jeez.
At least today. Anyway. Tomorrow's another day. Who knows?
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our friend Mike is retiring next
Know.
Friday.
Mike's our.
Yeah, he's retiring.
Bye, honey. He's probably so happy.
Oh,
He gets to be with his doggy,
no
Abby.
idea.
He gets to be with Abby
With all
every
the
day.
bevy of BS
So
sometimes
fun.
goes flying around. He's like, oh, I won't have to deal with that. I'm like, you suck.
I spoke to Al Waller today. I said to Al,
Of course.
I said, Al, when are you going to retire? Like, you guys should just retire. Like, I tell you this, I say this all the time, but it's like when I say retire, it's not because I'm saying retire because I'm being a jerk. I'm saying retire because if I were your age, I wouldn't be working here. It's just common sense.
I know.
Like, I'd be sitting on the porch with my lemonade and yelling at the kids to get off my lawn. That's what I would be doing.
Lemonade, that cool, refreshing
Right?
drink.
Why are you going to sit there and take the stress and the, F that, dude. Let me tell you something. I would not be doing anything like that in my 70s. And it's not only that. Who else is still there? That's
Well, you got the two Als who are both 70 and or 71.
right.
You've got Chuck who's in his late 60s.
Yes.
You've got Bill who's 66.
Yes.
You've got Mike who's also now he's 66 and he's done.
Yes.
Good for him.
Dude.
No,
let me tell you
I'm
something.
55 and I want to go home.
Stop. It's like
enough.
Like, why is it such a bad thing when you say that person should retire? It's
not
not a bad thing. It's a great thing to say. Jerk
yes,
offs.
we heard you say something that was negative on the floor. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to have
retire
you come in and
because it's time to retire and drink lemonade and yell at children.
like cool, refreshing drink. I know.
Stupid.
I know.
Trust me, I don't want to be doing this for the next 20 years. Oh my Lord. What the hell is wrong with
could you
people?
imagine?
Retirement is beautiful. See, and I know it's a financial thing.
That's exactly
Because if
what
you
it
had
is.
the money, you know you'd be saying bye.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know it.
I know.
And doing like art. Or
I
something.
know. Something.
Or pottery.
Or reading a book.
Reading a book.
Or
I
putting
want to
together a
I want to
garden
retire
railroad.
and just write a book. That's what I want to do.
I want to do my train.
Who wrote a book recently? Someone wrote a book recently. I said, my book would be more interesting than that. Whose book was it they're talking about? I wrote a book.
J.K. Rowling, maybe?
I wrote a book. I don't know. I think it was Jessica Simpson. Yeah, it was Jessica Simpson. She just came out with a book.
Jessica Simpson, the young,
I'm like,
young
yeah.
daughter.
And she's talking about a relationship with John Mayer and Nick Lachey. Did I tell you something? This is actually true. True story. So, and I worked in radio. We all know I worked in radio. But I happened to work, for iHeartRadio, who was Clear Channel at the time. And we used to have this huge concert, KISS concert, and they have them in New York,
The
too.
Devil Radio Company, but I digress. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's KISS concert. It's called. It's like Z100 has the same thing. It's the same kind of concert. They bring all the artists and stuff. But back then, this is in the '90s. Or was it early 2000? Early 2000. So 20 years ago, still. We would have the after party, and the after party would always be in a small club. I mean, it always would be. So I remember one of our KISS parties, after parties. We were in a small club on Lansdowne in Boston, and Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson were there, and they were making out.
Oh.
Making out.
Wow.
Right? Right on the couch.
Get
And I
around.
mean, really making out. Like slobbery, like she was like she had her leg draped over him. And this was before they were married. Let's throw that out there.
Well, there you go.
So, but they were like making out. And I remember my friend Jill was with me, and we're like, dude, like, get a room. Like, okay, you love each other. We get it. Like, they were on the couch in the club, like going crazy. Right? So now, years later, after the marriage ended, right? They had the reality show, the marriage ended.
Right.
My very last KISS concert, this is before I left the station, we had an after party, and it was in a huge, it wasn't like a tiny little club like we used to. It was like a huge, big building right in downtown Boston, and it was like a hall, and there was like a staircase, and I was wearing these black tight pants with this vest and big cleavage. I remember everything about this. I don't know why I remember this. And I was in the elevator by myself, and in the elevator with me was Adam Levine from Maroon 5
Right.
and Jessica Simpson making out.
Oh, again
True
with the
story.
making out.
True story.
Oh, wow.
Hand to God. And I was like, they were making out behind me, and I was like trying to look, and I was like, it's because they dated very briefly. They only dated for like a month or something. It was very quick, but I happened to see that moment, because after that, I think she ended up with John Mayer after that.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. I'm not kidding. But I'll never forget it because all I could think about was how she was like all over Nick Lachey, and then they fell in love, got married. That's beautiful. She gets divorced, and then she's in the elevator making out with Adam Levine. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, and you never see the stories about her and Adam Levine because it was such a short, brief thing.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. And it's hilarious because I totally remember it. And I remember going, they're totally behind me making out because I could hear them. It was a small elevator.
Macking away.
Yeah. They were like really making out, like legit. And then I remember they came out of the elevator. I walked out first. They were behind me. And I went to the left. They went to the right. And I kind of glanced over. And they went into the corner where there was like a VIP. It was like roped off. And they sat at the table with their chairs. And they sat at the chairs at the table, whatever. And they started making out some more. And I'm like, this girl, she loves to kiss. Then John Mayer.
Who's the victim?
Right. John Mayer talked about in his book how they had a very active sexual life, him and Jessica Simpson.
Okay.
And then she says in her book how pissed off she was at him for discussing their sex life. And I said, well, you're making out all over the effing place. I'm talking about your sex life, Jessica Simpson. I saw it firsthand in front of me.
Twice.
Two different people.
Oof.
So don't get mad at John Mayer. I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone said in a book, Tracy was the best I ever had. You go right ahead. I'm down with that.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, yo.
Don't be mad at John Mayer because you were like putting it out there, girl. Just saying. Jessica Simpson. Jeez. It's true.
Wow.
I saw some crazy stuff, I'll tell you. But that was one for the books.
Just be over here.
That was one for the books. So I'm like, that being said, I was reading that she released this book and I'm thinking, is it going to be in there what I saw? I wonder. Because I'm telling you right now, you can come to me. I'll tell you the story. You don't need to read her book.
Oh, my.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Craziness. And then I was going through some old pictures, and
I met out with a girl at a Halloween party one time. I was a junior in high school. Is that anything? No?
And there's a picture with me with Aubrey O'Day. Now, you know who Aubrey O'Day is?
Remind me. I don't remember.
She was on The Apprentice with Donald Trump, and she actually, there's rumored she had an affair with his son.
Oh.
And she's in reality shows all the time with her. She dated Pauly D from Jersey Shore. And swear to God. And she was in a group called Danny DeCane.
That's a resume item. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. And she's been on every reality show. She's on a reality show right now on MTV. But she was in a group called Danny DeCane. And I met her, and I have a picture with her. And it's so funny because she's had so much plastic surgery.
Oh.
You can't even tell it's the same girl.
Oh, no.
So I was going to post it. I haven't posted it. I found it going through some old pictures. But I said, look at, and I'm right next to her. It's me and the whole group. But she's right next to me, and I said, I'm posting this up for sure because she's gotten a lot of surgery, though. She doesn't look good.
No.
She does. No.
They seldom do.
Listen, my girlfriend, Nancy, love you. She gets fillers in her lips, and I see that a lot. Women do it a lot, you know? And if you can do it and make it look natural, fine. But if you do it and you look like you were like giving a BJ to an exhaust pipe, that's a problem. That's a problem.
So I'm out. This is a week and a half ago. I'm out in Pennsylvania, and for some reason the TV turns on, and on the TV is Dr. Phil. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So
My
you got
friend
to
was
get
on
your priorities straight, son. Yes, of course we do.
Oh, I like
Blah,
your
blah, blah.
imitation. That's good. I like that.
And he's got this couple on. Long story short, the husband's given the wife the business, and they're young. I'm going to say they're like 30 or maybe slightly younger. Giving the wife the business that she doesn't take care of herself. She doesn't look good. She's frumpy. She's this. She's that. Well, here's what she's been doing is taking care of the home. They've got 2 children, and you know what? There's some baby weight on there, but you know what? You look at her objectively, and she's cute. Long story short, they have this bevy of this whole little armada of people who transform her. They do her hair, they do her wardrobe, they do her her makeup and the whole thing. And the one guy, I forget if he was the hair or the makeup, but okay, he clearly he plays for the other team. Whatever, don't care. But you could tell he had enhancements.
Oh, the filler.
Yes, the filler in his lip, because he would, from a distance, from like 20 feet, they would show him, and he had this decent looking smile, but there was just something odd about it. And
just
then
doesn't
you
look
got
right.
close up, and it was like, oh, whoa, what did you do to your lips, son? Why? I just don't get it. Why?
That's the thing, though. A lot of women do
Oh.
it, men do. I don't get it.
Nope.
I mean, it's weird. It's weird.
I don't even color my hair. My son for a while was like, "Hey, Dad, what about that?" I'm like, "No, but it's just for men." I know it's just for men, and this men is not going to do it. Okay.
It's so weird. I don't understand what's going on.
Kids today.
It's weirdness.
Weirdly
I hate
weirdness.
This iPad's so stupid.
What else?
Dude, people just work at my last nerve. People just.
Oh, I know.
No, really.
I know. Trust me. I
know. Seriously. I listen. I'm no super brain. I'm not like, I'm not a PhD.
Super brain.
I sucked at chemistry and physics. I don't know that crap. But common sense wise, I think I'm pretty sharp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I can't stand when people are say stupid stuff.
Thank you.
It drives me crazy.
Thank you.
And I don't want to seem like I'm being condescending, but sometimes I'm just like, really?
And here again with Ron White, you can get the tummy tuck, okay? You can get, if you're like, Joan Rivers used to be, you can get the facelift, and that she went a little far too. You can get the corrective dental, you can fix your teeth, but you cannot fix stupid.
No.
You just can't. You can't.
I hate, though something this could be considered stupid, but because he's so cute, I'm going to let him get away with it.
Oh, boy.
But a friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, so I was talking about the koalas in Australia.
Right.
And they're so freaking cute. So I was like, they have this thing, you can adopt a koala. So you send money, and then they send you a little certificate and a little stuffed animal or whatever. They tell you about the koala, and you're contributing, helping them with their little burnt hands, their little burnt feet. I love that. So I said, I am going to adopt a koala. And he said, well, where are you going to put it? I swear to God. I swear to God. No, I'm serious. I go, what? He goes, well, you can't. I swear to God. It's true story. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, where in the house can you put, where would it go? How do you take care of these things? How do you take care of them? I go, it's not like a dog. I said, first of all, A, they're in Australia. B, you can adopt something and not have it come to your house. Like they have it like they have those commercials for the wildlife fund.
Yeah.
You can adopt little snow cougars and you can adopt because they send you a little certificate.
Of course.
And it's just like that. It's just like if you adopt a child in
hello.
in
Peru.
You could
Or
they'll send you a picture.
Guatemala,
Yeah,
or
they don't come to your
Chad.
house and live there.
They're not coming.
They don't come in a bus and knock on your door and say you adopted me.
Hello, I'm here.
It was, listen, if it was anybody else, I would have been like, you dumbass. But instead, I said, that's very cute. It's very adorable.
Very cute and adorable. Oh, man.
However,
And if it's who I'm thinking it is, he's usually pretty sharp.
I know.
Very, very sharp. Let me tell you something about that guy. Okay.
I know. But that's
boy.
hilarious. That's
Sometimes you
hilarious.
just,
Well, just a moment, a blonde moment.
Please.
We'll call it. We all have
If I
them.
had a nickel, holy
We all have them. I mean, I got to say, but it was
I
pretty.
talked to a colleague today,
hilarious.
lost a parent, and
sorry.
it's a shame, you don't ever want to know that somebody's losing a family member, older, or not. But, so I said to them, hey, I'm awfully sorry to hear about your dad. And, they're like, yeah, it was my mom. I'm like, I'll just have some salt for my foot now. Thank you very much. I'm really sorry. She did
Yep.
They're like, no, don't worry about it. I appreciate you thinking of me. I
was
said,
thinking so
yeah, but I
funny.
was wrong. I feel like an idiot. If
There's
you put
just
your
some-
ear up
oh
next,
my
if you
God.
put your ear up next to mine, you could probably feel. I've heard the ocean at that point.
Well, when it comes to with age,
Well,
and as you
yeah.
get older, and I always thought I knew a lot, and then I got older, and I didn't know nothing.
Oh, hello.
What do I know? You know what I mean? You
I
realize
do.
that you really don't know anything
Not
as
a
you get
damn
older.
thing.
Like, what do I know? Oh, so it's just I really I need my brain. Sometimes I'll go to bed 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I'll sit there and just think until 1 in the morning, 2 in the
Oh,
morning, and I can't.
yeah.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to stop it. It's almost like I want to be tired so I can fall asleep.
Right.
So I'll purposely stay up till like midnight and then get up at 6 in the morning.
Ugh.
And then the next day, I'm so
Dragging.
freaking tired.
Dragging.
Oh, it's terrible. But I was not last night, the night before. I don't know what was in my head, but I could not fall asleep. And I just kept thinking of stuff and thinking. And then I think I'd fall asleep, start falling asleep. And all of a sudden I think of something else. Oh, wait. And I'm like, next thing you know, I'm looking at the clock. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, man.
I'm like, what is happening? I cannot fall asleep.
That is the worst.
I tried. I don't know
Sometimes
why.
I'll get up and put the TV on. It's like, you know what? I don't know what's on to see the,
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just whatever. I'll just watch this dopey program.
Something
about who
that'll
the
put
hell
you to
knows what.
sleep.
And I'll sit there. And this was a couple of weeks ago. I sat there for like, a half hour. Like, okay, need to get sleepy here. I feel like she stands there.
It's weird.
Oh, I need sleep here. Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Gotta get sleeping. Oh,
Shrinkage.
couldn't do it. I was in the pool.
I was in the pool.
I couldn't get to sleep. I could not
It's
get to
weird,
sleep.
right?
Oh.
Now, I have a timer, and most people do, on my television. So here's the weird thing. So I in my television, I just have streaming in the one in my bedroom. It's just streaming.
Got it.
So there's no cable box. So if something ends, it ends. You have to start it again.
Right.
So I have a timer that's an hour. True story. Every night. And I watch something that's an hour long.
Okay.
And my hopes and dreams is that I'll fall asleep in that hour time period.
Is that you're hoping to be dreaming?
That is my hope. And 90% of the time I do.
But that 10%.
That 10%, and there's the thing. It'll get to the end of the show. I have to put it back on. I have to put something else on.
Oh,
Because I need
another
that
hour.
constant another hour. So I got to add another hour on.
oh.
It's like hell. It's horrible. Do you know how horrible it is?
Yes, because once in a while I'll have that. It's like, well, if you had a person around, you could have a little session, But there's no person around, so I have to put the TV on.
So we have the what's coming up. We have Super Bowl coming up.
Next week, Andy's going to the Pro Bowl. He's going to be working the Pro Bowl event
Again?
this week. And our friend Andy from the big
Flirty
oh
pants. He's going to go flirt with all the chicks.
yeah.
Sorry,
Hey,
Viv.
that's just
Sorry,
with the
Viv.
cheerleaders. I'm just having a picture with the cheerleaders. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody's
they
Stevie.
came to me. They
Nobody's
said, hey,
Stevie Nicks. Nobody's
hey,
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. What about you? I got a picture with you. Yeah. You look like Ed Hockley.
Yeah, see?
yeah, right. Yeah, see, he does kind of sound like Edward G. Robinson
Yeah,
sometimes.
see? I'm going to take a picture, see? And it's going to be
Yeah,
the cheerleader, see?
Well, I might get a picture with Tom Brady. See?
See?
Yeah.
I'll work here, see? See the uniform?
Where's your Messiah now, Moses? Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
see? Oh, my God, Andy.
Edward G. Robinson or Randy Braun.
Oh, my God.
We're
that's
taking
fantastic.
calls.
That is fantastic. It
Well,
really
yeah,
is.
he's off to the Pro Bowl. The
Yeah.
gentleman who I work with,
I can't wait to see the pictures.
who does officiating for various NFL programs, not the actual NFL themselves, but they do youth flag programs and other related stuff, and he's involved. Man, he is in with some of the very semi-top folks within the NFL's other programs. So every year for the last several years, he's when the Pro Bowl has been in Orlando, they have him down to be part of the officiating crew for these other events, these other games that go on, and he may be on ESPN and or ESPN.
Ooh, he's a star.
Over the weekend, you just never know.
You're
never know.
famous.
Yeah, you'd be like, like 2 years ago, you saw 20 minutes of my back. I'm like, okay.
You saw my hand.
I threw a flag. Yeah, you saw my butt.
Oh my God, Andy.
I did not, Andy. But
You know what I have
to
to say, though? I was actually surprised at Andy's age. I was actually very surprised by that. I thought he was younger.
Yeah,
He does look younger, which is good. This is a compliment, Andy. Don't,
it is.
You know, it is. Like,
It is.
He does look good for his age.
He's coming toward the clubhouse turn, heading for home himself.
Right? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He talks about it.
Couple of years, I got to be done with this.
I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm done.
You gonna work as long as the other guys? Oh no.
Oh, no.
So yeah, he's off to PH
Good for
Florida.
him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I like that.
So there's the whole Pro Bowl stuff
We got
this
that.
weekend, which is kind of okay. I watch
Oh, wait.
it because
Wait. Aren't they? That's not where they're going to honor Michael Vick, is it? Ew. Is it?
So at any rate, a lot of the
Ew,
Pro Bowl stuff is hanging.
Ew,
happening.
it is the Pro Bowl, isn't it?
I
Ew,
can't
I
even
forgot.
stand it, you know,
I was
they
trying
just-
to blocked it.
They
Ew.
just sort of just
I hate it.
everything that people
I
said
hate
that
it.
they didn't want that to happen. The people
Look,
just
they're
like,
doing
yeah,
it
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
It is what it is. My thing is this, and I'll say it. I said it. I'll say it
it's
again.
like the Frau over here. One word from you, and then she does what she pleases. You know, whatever.
Well, this is the thing. He did it, and yes, he went to jail. Blah blah blah. I don't want to hear the poor him thing.
No.
Oh, poor him. No. He went to jail. Yes, he did. But he was putting like them on sticks, like their heads on sticks.
Okay, that's
No, this is what
okay.
who does that?
Yes.
That's a crazy thing. And then he continued to play football and make tons of money. So don't feel bad for him. No one feel bad for him. And people don't want him in the Pro Bowl. Has nothing to do with his color.
No.
Has nothing to do with his status. Has
No.
nothing to do with all this.
No,
Has
no,
to do
no.
with the fact that he was a sick F.
He was very
He was a
bad
sick F.
with dogs.
I mean,
Very
really
bad
bad.
with dogs.
We're not talking just. And those people think that he just did dog fighting. I mean, he tortured them. He drowned them. He exploded them. He did all
not
kinds
good.
of stuff,
Not
and it's
good.
documented. So please, anybody supporters out there, you guys are idiots. You're morons, or you're not well versed in the story. Educate
I am
yourselves.
not going to be interested in any bit of that portion of the weekend's events. But you know,
I'm
what?
going to skip that part, but then I'll look for
But I
Andy.
do, yeah, of course.
So
you
that'll
know.
probably be in the opening, right?
I don't know. I think
If they're
it's
gonna
gonna
say anything? I don't wanna see that.
I don't know when it's going to be, but Andy said I'll text you when I know when the games are. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
know,
just
I may give
I'll
you a
watch
blip.
Andy, but yeah.
Yeah,
Tell him if he sees Michael Vick to kick him in the ass.
kick him in the gnuts.
Oh wait, what's this? Hold on.
This just
Hold
in.
on. Al Waller. Let's
Of
see.
course.
Don't forget to send me. Oh yeah, I had something to say. He knows I'm on the air.
Well, of course. That's
Al
why.
Waller.
That's why I texted you to make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
that
I will.
you know you got my message. Just calling to say hello.
Yeah, because
Thank you, sir.
he's like calling me, and then he's like, tell me stuff. I'm like, I can't tell you stuff
I
over the
can't
phone.
tell you anything.
Crazy man.
Yeah, let her get home. We'll do it after.
You know?
We're
She
wrapping
said
it
don't
up shortly.
forget.
Relax, Al.
Don't forget, relax, Al Waller.
Be cool.
Be cool.
Little fool. So that's about all I've got. I mean,
don't
there's
really
not a
have that,
whole
yeah,
lot.
I
You know,
mean-
again, the middle of the winter, not my most favorite
No, I hate
time.
the
Not my
winter.
most active, you know, fun time. I mean, we're.
Oh, we have the Oscars coming up. The Oscars, the Grammys. It is award season. I know.
Oh, sorry.
I just like to see I like to see these movies. They're fun.
Yeah, I
know.
got nothing.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez was not nominated for an Oscar. I know I said it last time too, but I'll say it again. Snub.
Wait a minute. She wasn't worthy of an Oscar nomination?
Break. Yeah, break. I don't know, and I still keep saying it that she's snubbed. She's not snubbed, dude.
Snubbed. It wasn't
It's a
good.
crappy. But mind you, I do have to make a point.
I'll
The-
be damned. Go
the
ahead.
nominees, they did some really they left out a lot of really important, interesting, talented people. There are no female directors or female. There are very few females were except like actress and stuff. But as far as like behind the scenes, very few females were nominated, and there were like 3 really great films who did critically acclaimed that came out this year. Or last year, I should say, that were directed by females, and none of them got nominated. And I think that's
I
ridiculous.
don't know how that whole thing works. And you know what?
Was the
and
Screen
I-
Actors Guild? Well, that's the
well,
Screen Actors. Well, I think
that's
it's
the SAG
the
Awards.
Academy.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
know who
Academy.
the Academy is. I don't
No,
know
but
what
the Screen Actors Guild, they get a vote. They do
Of
get to
course.
vote, but I mean, there's like a whole. I don't know.
I mean, there was a time when I kind of was like,
Who
okay,
knows?
I'm
Who
a
cares?
little interested. Anymore, you know what? It's gotten so much about I, me, mine.
Yeah,
Dig
whatever.
me.
I just want to watch the
you know?
movies
I mean,
and
I
read
don't-
about Matt Lauer's.
I don't care
conquests.
about the. You know, wow. Okay. that
Sorry,
was-
that's what
I don't care about the award. You want an award, good for you. You don't want an award, okay. You know what? Do something else next time. You know, same thing with the Grammys. They used to be fun. You know, back when
Yeah, they're not
Slash, 30 years ago, 31 years ago, well, 30 years ago, when
I
he got
DVR
up
and I
on,
fast forward.
well, when he got up on stage and dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought that back in 1990, that was the funniest thing because it was all live. There was no 7-second
They
delay.
couldn't drop it out. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he did it twice, and he's like, "Oh, fuck, sorry."
Like I just did at the beginning of this show.
And it was funny, you know. But even the music to me, okay. So you figure 30 years ago I was 25, so the music to me was more current in my world at that point, and it resonated a little bit with me. Now I'm just not there anymore. So you I
It's
like
very
other
few
things.
things that
I like
resonate
other
with me.
things.
Very few.
I understand.
But that's why, thank God for the invention. Whoever invented the DVR, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Because anything I want to watch,
Thank you.
where I don't want to watch the whole thing,
Thank you.
I record it, DVR it, and then I fast
And done.
forward. I don't like this performance. I don't like this speech. I don't want to hear this. I'll stop on this.
Ooh.
Oh, fast
Okay,
forward.
done.
Fast forward. Best thing that ever happened. So I DVR all the award shows now. I don't watch them live.
Yeah.
Hail to the no.
I just wait for,
Hail
after
to
to
the
talk
no.
about it. That's it.
Yeah, you wait for me to talk about it?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it.
I'll be damned. Is that right? Wow.
But I do.
Go
Oh, you
figure.
know what I do want to say? Screen Actor Guild.
What are you, Arnold Horseshack?
I do want to say this. Screen Actors Guild. Both Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston won something, and they were talking together backstage.
Yeah, they were
I want
there.
them back together. I want them back together so bad. I want them back together so bad.
But do they want them back
No,
together?
they want it. Listen
do you
to
know?
me. They want it. I know they want to get back together.
Oh,
I
here
feel it in
we
my
go.
bones.
It's that
Let me
gut
tell you something.
feeling.
Let's talk about this.
Oh,
Wait.
gee.
Let's talk about this quick. Because my friend was like getting all mad at me. Oh, he cheated on you with Angelina Jolie. Okay, it was like 20 years ago. Okay, get over it. All right, yeah, whatever. Angelina Jolie and her wily ways and her maleficent ways that she has, that weird like little like voodoo stuff she uses. She's a little crazy. So they're doing Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Angelina Jolie's using her wily ways, maleficent witchcraft on him. And yeah, of course, yeah, the two beautiful people. And then he's like, okay, Jennifer, we have a beautiful life together. But this woman is like, she took my heart and made it black and took me. And I believe that. I believe it. I think Angelina Jolie is like a sorceress.
Look,
I do
Mom,
believe
it's
this.
the devil.
Look, Mom, it's the devil. So no, I'm convinced. So then they fall in love. They go off, and Jennifer Aniston does her own thing. Jennifer Aniston, sweet Jennifer Aniston. I love her. She's so sweet. So she's over here, right? So they're living their life, making babies, adopting babies, doing everything that they're doing. La 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 la.
Having a mastectomy.
Then as this is happening, Brad Pitt's cloud of like mystical witchcraft is starting to fade away. It's fading. It's fading. And then he's like, wait a second. How
have
did
I
this all
done?
happen?
What have I done?
I have 50
What have I
kids.
done?
And I'm like in this relationship with this crazy lady. And you know what? It's time to go. So that ends. And then it goes back and he looks at Jennifer and he goes,
Damn.
this Jennifer, that's my heart is Jennifer. Yes, for a moment, yes, I was taken in by the sorceress. But I think he should be back with Jennifer Aniston. Go back with Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt. All right, that's all I got to say.
The staff and management likes to acknowledge that this is not necessarily the thoughts, sentiments, or what have you of the staff and management of Hamilton Radio and or its affiliate sponsors or anybody associated with it.
I want them together.
But
so
who
bad.
knows? It could happen.
No, I really do.
Okay.
I don't know them.
Well, I was going to
They're not
say,
like my
have you
friends.
ever bumped into any of these in your previous
No.
previous existences?
But there's like you know how I am with friends.
Here we.
You do understand.
Obsessive.
Like I really believe these people are like really my friends, and if they knew me, they would totally be friends with me. All of them, Courtney Cox.
To the
they would all
point
be
of
friends
you
with
would
me.
have been on the show.
No, they would all be friends with me. I mean, I'm convinced that Matt LeBlanc and me are meant to be together.
How you doing?
Because he has the same Canadian Boston. He was from Canada. We lived in Canada, then he was in Boston, and then he was in Boston, and then yes, his parents are Canadian, and then we're like the same age, and then like he's like he is my soulmate, Joey Tribbiani, but it's not Joey Tribbiani. Matt LeBlanc. But anyways, Jennifer Aniston is my spirit actress. Therefore,
You're spectrous.
she should be back with Brad Pitt. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know who listens to this. If anyone listens to
Make
this,
it happen. Let's go.
forward it to her and tell her I was saying it should be happening.
Why not?
Imagine they got back together because I'd be like talking about it and saying, well, that was because of me.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Oh, help me, Jesus.
Oh, smokes and smokes and
Baby,
smokes.
sweet baby Jesus, not adult Jesus, but baby Jesus. Oh, did you wear your shirt?
I did on Friday.
Oh, did anybody say anything? What happened? What were the comments?
All the comments were amusing. They liked it. No, now granted, I it's not like I hid, but I mean, I didn't happen to bump into anybody who would be like, "Ooh, yeah, you're gonna have to go ahead and take that off."
No, No.
And I would have said,
It's a song.
No.
It's a song.
Yeah.
It's called Boats and Hoes.
Or,
Prestige Worldwide.
nautical and gardening.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Prestige Worldwide.
Wait, worldwide.
Yeah.
It was a hit. Everybody who saw it, who knew,
Yeah.
I mean, not, again, like Alan and all them. I don't understand. Man.
Yeah, they don't know that movie. Right.
But like, a bunch of the guys, a bunch of the folks who were of the knowledge of the movie, they're like, that's a great shirt. I'm like, isn't it?
Did you say Tracy Paris gave it to
I
you?
did.
Good.
I said Tracy. My lovely Christmas present.
Mm-hmm. I love that shirt.
It's
So
fantastic.
I love it. I do. All right. I'm going to go. Oh, my other best friend, Meghan Markle. She's moving to Canada. Good for you, girl.
Already happened.
Good for you, girl. You don't need those royals. You go to Canada and you spend my aunt's money. See, I feel this is the weird thing now. So here's my weird connection. Her and Harry moved to Canada, and they're going to be spending my aunt's money. They're going to be giving a $10 bill with my aunt's face on it.
Right.
Do you understand that Meghan Markle's going to touch my aunt's face? Like we're like one
All the
degree of
time.
separation.
All the time.
All the time. We're like 1 degree of separation.
Canadian $10 bill.
Me and Meghan Markle.
Serious.
She's my other spirit person.
Oh.
I love her.
Is she aware of this?
I love everything. I love her. She's me. She's me. She doesn't know it.
She doesn't know it. Wow. I think you know it enough for both of you.
Meghan Markle's awesome. Screw those royals saying things about her. We talk about her. I'm going to come there and whoop your asses. I will whoop your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I will whoop your ass.
Oh, quite.
Quite.
The queen.
Whatever. Here's the thing. My aunt's on the $10 bill. The Queen is also on the money in Canada. So hello on the coins and everything. So there it is. Boom.
Boom. Enough said.
All right, I talked too
You've
much.
said it all.
I know I said too much.
You've said too much.
I was saying nothing, and all of a sudden it just came out of me.
Well, that's another explosive version of an hour that none of us will ever get back. No, just kidding.
No, we'll never. You can say that. I don't
I'm
care.
just kidding.
Do you-
No, I like doing this. I like being here with you. You know.
I know. Sometimes I go on little tangents.
It's
Don't
okay.
I?
What?
I go on tangents.
I know.
I can't help it.
It's all right.
I can't stop
It's
myself.
part of the charm of the show.
Is it?
Of
Or
course.
is it annoying?
No, it's not to me. If it
Dude,
is to
did
you,
see that
that's a
footage-
you problem.
Did you see
not
that
a me
footage
problem.
about that? She's the wife of one of the players on the Kansas City, and she did a video, and people were making fun of her so bad because she's
No.
super, super, super obnoxious, and she's screaming, and
Oh.
I have to show you the video. I'll find it.
Fodder for next week or the week
Oh,
going into
after
Super
we find
Bowl.
out, is Super Bowl is next weekend or weekend
no,
after?
It's,
Shoot.
it's in a week and a half. Week and a half.
Damn it. So we have to wait till 2
February
weeks to talk
2th.
about it.
Yeah. It's all right.
yeah.
It's all right. Plenty of time to research. Get it lined up.
All right.
You're the queen.
All right.
You know what I mean? Get the research done. You got it.
I
Until then, actually until next week, the 29th,
what?
that's about it. What do you
What do
think?
you mean?
Oh,
what?
Look at the time,
Oh. You said the 29th. I was like, what?
which is next week. Until
Then we're in February.
Right.
It's crazy.
We'll talk about it next week. Because
Valentine's
then we'll
Day.
be going into the Super Bowl in a week and a half. This week, no, we're not going into the Super Bowl.
All right, forget it then.
Next week. Oh, I'm sorry. The big game. We can't say Super Bowl because it's trademarked.
What?
You can't. You ever see?
We can't say Super Bowl?
I just did, and man, I don't care. But
What?
you ever have all these? You ever see all these commercials where, hey, so when you're getting ready for having food at the party for the big game?
Oh, they can't say the word Super
Nope.
Bowl because it's trademarked?
Correct.
Are we going to get fined?
Don't care.
I just said I dropped the F-bomb at the beginning of the show, so.
Whoops. Well, this is
We're getting
this is
fined, that's what it'll
online.
be.
This is online. It doesn't apply. This is like it's like Sirius XM. Just put the freaking thing
I
out
got to
there as
go
much
eat.
as you could.
I just had M&M's for dinner. I got to eat.
Sidebar. Squirrel.
I need some.
All right, off we
Noodles.
go. Food time for me. I got to get food. I
Egg
got to
noodles.
get up to US.
Egg
to
noodles
see
with
Dad.
Parmesan
You're gonna have egg noodles with Parmesan
and shrimps.
and shrimpies, and that's it. What are you gonna have? And we'll talk about it next.
I know.
time.
Thanks for calling in, nobody.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time. Next week, same time, 5:30 ish. Hamilton Radio on REALTOWN with John and Tracy.
That's
Until
me.
then, peace. We out of here.